Recording in progress.
A very good evening to everybody on this beautiful Tuesday evening, August the 8th of the 8th. Very special day. It's a day of abundance and the sign of plentiful things to come. So those of you that are here have been letting the past go, have been facing your fears head on, and you've really gone into your hearts and stayed in trust and valor. Because with valor, and for those of you that don't know what valor means, it means never giving up, always being brave, always speaking your truth no matter what. And I'm very, very grateful to be amongst so many that I would honestly call my tribe. And what a legacy we've created, and what gifts we be every single day to one another. It's just so beautiful to have walked a journey with so many of you. So welcome to our 19-month birthday celebration. We celebrate 19 months since we actually launched. So how does it get better? It's just so beautiful to have I am just journey with so many of co-hosts. Jenny, I'm going to spotlight you. Welcome to our 19-month birthday celebration. We celebrate 19 months since we actually launched. So how does it get better? It's just so beautiful to have I am just journey with so many of co-hosts. Jenny, I'm going to spotlight you. Welcome to our 19-month birthday celebration. We celebrate 19 months to one another. So how does it get better? It's just so beautiful to I am just hello, beautiful V. Hello, Jenny. How's it going, my loves? How are you doing?
Hi, everyone.
Great women of the world.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, beautiful Jane and Cans. Nice to be on the call with you ladies.
Yes, hello, beautiful so V. Hello, Jenny. This is the divine feminine that we bring to Gifts of Legacy in all of its essence. Great women of the world.
Good evening.
So, how are you guys tonight? How are you feeling?
Good evening,
Looking back
beautiful
on the
Jane and
last
Cans.
19
Nice
months.
to be on the call with you ladies. Wow.
Hello, beautiful V. Hello, Jenny. This is the divine
Sure.
feminine that we bring to
Guys,
Gifts of
19
Legacy
months.
in all of its essence.
Can you guys believe it?
Women of the world.
I'm in shock. Like,
so,
how far we've come, how much we've
feeling?
grown,
Beautiful Jane and
just as a community, the friends we've made, the family that we've built. I'm just so happy and so honored and just so grateful to be a part of something just so beautiful that is just changing the lives of so many people worldwide, and not just in South
feeling
Africa. So for me, I'm just so honored just to be here this evening. The family that we've built.
I can
I'm just so
echo those
happy and
words
so
as well.
honored and just so
Guys,
grateful
we're 5
to be a
months
part
short
of something just so
of
beautiful
2
that is just
years.
changing the lives
Okay,
of
wow.
so many people.
I think we should really organize a
not just in
massive
South
bash for
Africa.
our
So
2
for
years,
me,
which is
I'm
coming up
just
soon.
so honored
Those
just
5
to be
months are
here.
going to pass
The
by
family
in a flash.
that we've built.
And Gift of Legacy is still here, and not just still here, it's going strong. It really is. For our participants who are still here with us, those that are coming should really organize a massive bash and are embracing this opportunity of not just receiving this opportunity in a flash is about giving. And Gift of Legacy is where our journey of abundance starts. It is with the giving of our unconditional gifts. And we're still enjoying that process. So far into this journey has been absolutely amazing. This opportunity in a flash is about giving. And Gift of Legacy, I want to actually also just say on this platform tonight is with the giving how absolutely grateful we are and to everybody behind the scenes. Enjoying that process. We see the regular faces so far, but there are so many more people who really rock this behind the scenes for all of us to enjoy and put in a lot of hard work for no remuneration, just because they love doing what they're doing. And especially to Candace and Melissa, and Candace who's always got her awesome, beautiful smiley face here for us and just lighting our path for us on this journey. Much, much, much gratitude to absolutely everybody, all the role players. And it's not just the role players, guys, but it's our community as well. You know that each and every one of you are role players in Gift of Legacy. Even if you're just a gifter and with a few people that you've referred, maybe you've done one, maybe you've done two. But any contribution into this platform, we appreciate each and every one of you, because without you, it wouldn't work. You know that each and every one of you.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely, Jen. And, I know it's just the three of us ladies that are highlighted here, but I also want to give a shout out to the guys who make up our awesome fivesome, Hercules, I'm just trying to see if Hercules on the call. Good grief. Absolutely. Herky, oh gosh, I don't want to start crying right now, but Herky's like the rock. I also want to give a shout out to the guys who make up. I always imagine him to be the trunk of Gift of Legacy. All of us are just beautiful branches, and our little communities are the beautiful leaves, and we all just blossom. I just want to say from the bottom of our hearts.
Vamos lá, pessoal, olha só. O projeto está aí no mundo inteiro. Daqui a pouco a gente vai ter aí um tradutor e um apresentador brasileiro para estar atualizando a gente em relação a como é que é a prática desse projeto no mundo todo. Essas reuniões, ela está coletando a galera do mundo todo, né? A gente tem pessoas aí de todas as partes do mundo inteiro. E basicamente, o projeto da Gift of Legacy está dando um start em um novo início. Tá? Toda a dinâmica do projeto já foi atualizada desde 2019 e agora a gente está tendo a oportunidade aí de poder se conectar com centenas de milhares aí de pessoas que já praticam o projeto já há um bom tempo. Então, todos aqueles que têm aí pessoas que moram fora do Brasil, em qualquer lugar do mundo, e precisa aí de conhecer, né? Então, essa oportunidade, então você tem essa chance aí de você pegar esse link que está aí embaixo e compartilhar com essas pessoas aí que vocês possam aí conhecer. Talvez você conheça alguém que mora em qualquer outro lugar do mundo e precisa de ter acesso a essa oportunidade de conseguir prosperar financeiramente. Então, literalmente, esse projeto ele não é um projeto pequeno. Dá para ver aí, só pelo que vocês estão vendo aí no vídeo aí ao vivo, tá? A gente está retransmitindo isso ao vivo. Uma transferência que está conectando todo o mundo, cada um, contando aí suas experiências, sua história, e como que é o seu relacionamento com o projeto, como é que é conectar um com o outro. É inúmeras culturas, todas essas culturas voltadas por um só motivo, que é ajudar o próximo. E olha como é que é bonito, você percebe que dá para não só você prosperar, mas fazer com que outras pessoas prosperem de forma incalculável, né? Então, vamos expandir isso aí para o nosso país, aí para o Brasil. Não é todo mundo que vai ter sim, na verdade vai ter mais pessoas criando resistência em relação a esse projeto, é natural. Mas é o que eu falo com todo mundo, é questão de cultura. Vocês podem ver, a gente tem aí pessoas aí do mundo inteiro, tá? E eles já viraram essa página, eles realmente são pessoas que têm visão de perceber o que é, o que não é. E eu achei muito importante eu retransmitir isso justamente para mostrar isso, tá? Não ficar muito embasado no que eu falo, mas sim embasado no que vocês vê, tá? É só questão da gente se permitir se conectar com mais e com mais pessoas. Então, pega esse link aí, já se inscreve no canal, já deixa o like aí, comenta, compartilha isso aí para poder fazer com que esse vídeo se expanda cada vez mais. E que, por fim, a verdade sobre essa prática desse projeto, Gift of Legacy, seja de verdade pulverizado. A gente percebe que tem muita coisa ruim aí sendo pulverizada, as pessoas gostam de rotular demais sem analisar, sem pesquisar, sem ir a fundo. Então a gente está numa geração do nosso país onde tem muita gente falando de tudo sem ter estudado nada. E isso é um problema muito grande porque as pessoas mais leigas, que precisam de uma oportunidade para recomeçar na sua vida financeira, elas acabam se perdendo com isso e não conseguindo prosperar em nada, porque cria-se um muro muito grande na própria mente. Então vamos ajudar aí a derrubar esse muro, compartilhando essas conferências, se inscrevendo nesse canal aí, porque a gente vai compartilhar muita coisa interessante, não é só apresentações, mas a gente vai se conectar aí com muita gente aí, vocês também têm a oportunidade de usar esse canal para que vocês possam transmitir a realidade, a prática, o que realmente é, o tamanho da dimensão desse projeto da Gift of Legacy, tá? Então, a virada de chave começa com as nossas ações, é só se inscrever aí no canal e compartilhar isso com todo mundo. Me ajuda a ajudar vocês, a ajudar cada vez mais outras e outras pessoas, tá? Podem pegar o link desse vídeo aqui e compartilhar para geral, pode baixar o vídeo, não tem problema nenhum. Só que a verdade tem que ser compartilhada, tá aí, ó. Agora são 3h14, daqui a pouco a equipe de tradução tradução simultânea vai estar disponibilizando aí a tradução para a gente entender como é que tá rolando a conversa, né? Mas vocês podem ver aí como é que tá sendo aí o andar, né, do projeto. Quem tá online aqui comigo? Comenta aqui no chat. Comenta aqui no chat. Quero saber de vocês. Quem viu aí? Foi um negócio muito repentino, né? Compartilhamento da retransmissão desse projeto. Mas tá tranquilo. Tá bem tranquilo. Vamos continuar aqui com a retransmissão e daqui a pouco a gente volta.
It might have got a little bit dim at times, but it never went out. And it's just so wonderful to see the spark back and just to see you. And Herky, my goodness, yeah, the older brother that I never had. Wow, you've also just showed me honor. You've shown me what honor is. And sometimes I've had to say, no. You don't have to be that honorable. That person, no. You don't need to give them your honor. So thank you for showing me that. And Adele, your creativity, always willing to just jump up and create something. I really, really appreciate the fact that whenever we need to get a message out, you can count on Adele to get it out. And then, like everybody has mentioned, all the people in the background. And this is what is probably the most beautiful thing about Gift of Legacy for me, is that we've got like over 300,000 participants that are in Gift of Legacy at this present time. And there's big corporations that don't even have that many people that are involved in something like that. And yet they have like schedules and they run like clockwork and they have all this red tape. And, you know, if in order to get, let's say, some marketing done, you'd need like 6 signatures before you actually got to send it to the marketing department. Then it would come back incorrectly if you had somebody that was clever enough to spot it before it went out. And here, Adele literally makes a flyer. We put it on our group with all our language leaders. And within days, everything is translated beautifully. It's all up to standard. It goes out like clockwork. No one has to be scolded for not doing it. It just all flows so beautifully. And thank you for starting that, because where there's creativity, there's fun. And like I've always said, money follows joy. And thank you for bringing the color back into GL and for making everything so joyous with the colors that you bring. No one has to be scolded for not doing it. It just all flows so beautifully. Turkey, thank you for starting that, because where there's creativity, there's fun. And like I've always said, money follows joy. And thank you for bringing the color
hello,
back
everybody.
into GL and for making everything
Thank you,
so
Kens.
joyous.
Yeah, I'm like Babsi earlier. I'm full of emotion, but it's emotion of a positive nature, and I just want to thank you. Yeah,
Hello, everybody.
it's amazing the background professionally that I'm from, landing up in this for the last 2.5 years has really taught me so much about life that I thought I knew, and about people, that coming from a rough industry, really being the construction industry, into this amazing vibe of such I want to say purity of what a human can be, and the kind-heartedness, and coming from a rough industry, teaching me personally such a lot. Amazing. The value is more than any monetary value can ever be. That's just the byproduct, the gift. I want to say purity of this is so much more than that, and I just want to thank the contribution of everybody, teaching so far, making it possible, and allowing me to play my role. This morning I heard that I chose my role. Not entirely true. It just so happens that life threw me in this role that I am, and I'm thankful and I'm grateful, and I fulfill my role with pride. And I look back at 2.5 years ago when we started this journey and where we are today. Not many movements, organizations, platforms, call it what you like, can look back and say, we did it, we're here. And so just massive gratitude from my side, and thank you to our community, and remembering that this is not a company. This is absolutely not a profit-making organization of sorts. It's a community-based, a community-driven platform, with a vision and a dream to get to millions globally, and alleviate the number one enemy of every person on this planet, and that's poverty. And so if Gift of Legacy, the platform, can play a role in and just alleviating a percentage of 100%, it's an honor to me. So thank you to everybody for your contribution.
Thanks so much, Eki. Adele, so we've got something fun planned for this evening. Adele was very busy the last couple of days getting all of the language leaders to get some questions. And yeah, so Adele is going to be facilitating a Q&A for us this evening. And we will try and answer as best and as clearly as possible. I'm going to take us off the spotlight now, because I like to see everybody that's asking questions and stuff.
But you're going to be answering, Clans?
What's that?
You're going to be helping to answer.
Yeah, of course. But we
Okay.
don't have to. Now we can open it up to the community.
Well, thanks everybody, and it's wonderful to be here, and thank you to each one of you. The core are just amazing. You co-created this beautiful community, and we are, as members and as participants in this community, grateful to each one of you. For each one of us, you have touched our hearts, and you have explained things to us over and over, even when we didn't understand, and you're always there for us. And your forethought and your vision goes beyond any limits, and we are all just very grateful to everything that has been developed by you. So thank you from the community for all that you as the core are, and just know that you're appreciated by everybody. Candice, before we go to the Q&A, people are going to be typing in the chat if we don't address the big issue that everybody is excited about, because it was news broke at midnight last night. We shook things up. We decided to create some energy and excitement. And maybe if you as the core would like to explain what the coal or charcoal board is all about, people would like to know about that first before we go to the other questions.
I think, Jen, if your signal's good now, what I'd love is for you to explain coal, and then I'll go into more of the logistics of the board. Are you there?
Great, thanks. And then we'll do the other questions. We have 3 communities who have given us questions, and Mil and I have pinpointed questions from the main Telegram chat, and we'll just go through those sequentially. Thanks.
Cool.
Hi, okay, so am I back? Can you hear me?
Yes, perfect. Yay. Awesome.
Okay, I hope I don't break up. My signal is very unstable. Our power has just come back on, but the signal is not too good. Okay, so basically with regards to the new entry-level board, Candice has been doing the negotiations, and I think Candice will go into the reasons for the $25 entry-level board, but I think everybody can actually understand the reason for that. You know, entry into programs, whatever programs there are these days, most entries start at $100. And most of the time, that $100 is just out of a lot of people's league, and they can't contribute that entry-level cost of $100. So coming up with a name for our entry-level board, yeah, it was originally launched as charcoal, and for me that sounded a bit like a braai vleis, that everybody is gonna have some braai on the meat, you know, some meat on the braai there. But I really quite like the word coal, because, you know, if you think back, for those of you that were with when we initially launched GL, we used the scenario of a steam train, and I still really like that. You know, and we were doing our presentations and teaching people that we need to feed our initial board, which at that stage was and still is the bronze, okay? And we used a train with a steam engine to say that you load the coal in the steam engine, which generates the heat to drive the whole train forward. And yeah, so I think that is where coal comes from, and it really has stuck, and it makes a lot of sense, because our initial boards are the boards that we need to feed. You know, so if we can encourage everyone to turn up the heat on the coal board when the coal board launches, the more we load our coal boards, the more we're going to propel the rest of our boards forward. So yeah, I think that's about all I've got to say about the coal board. I know it's not a very colorful scenario, and our slogan is "We color your world," or "Color your world." And coal is rather dull, but if you think of everything that coal drives in our economy, you know, can you imagine a world without coal? I think we would be pretty stuck. It generates energy. So let's use our coal board when it's here. Let's generate the energy for GL and give it the power that it needs to get everybody going on their journeys. Over to you, Cans.
Oh, thank you so much. So, oopsie, there we go. Okay, sorry about that. Let me actually just keep that open. All right, so yeah, we are always open to suggestion, of course, and we always listen to things, and we might not action them straight away, but there's very good reason for that. And the one negative thing about having a $25 board is that it's going to take you much longer to get from $25 to the platinum board. That is the reality, and we will be transparent with that. But if you get on the $100 board, it is much easier. And that's because everything splits in two. So you'll need more boards to get there. But we also understand that there are a lot of people that have a very terrible exchange rate to the dollar, and that $100 is something that people just don't choose to do. And there's also been a lot of abuse of the system where people have been using the bronze boards as lower entry boards. And, you know, Gift of Legacy and the algorithm that everybody always asks about was designed to work in a certain way. And if people are abusing the system, well, guess what? What happens when you go away and your brother gets hold of your YouTube remote and starts watching all of his YouTube stuff that you don't have any interest in? When you get home and you want to watch YouTube, none of the things that you normally watch that YouTube wants to show you are visible. That's because the algorithm has been messed with and interrupted. And that is exactly what happens when the A to Z document is not followed, when the presentations that are official, that are done, are changed, and things are created to suit people that don't necessarily support the program and the way that it works. You know, just I want to use Brazil for an example, because there's a lot of people that email support saying, we're going to report Gift of Legacy for a pyramid scheme because I gave this person my money and now all of a sudden I don't have a profile and nothing's happening. Why didn't you do your due diligence when you signed up? Because we stress very much that when you sign up, it's $100 to come into the board, and you've got to gift the legend. So if you're gifting somebody else that isn't the legend, that when you can log into the board, that you have your own personal password for, that you shouldn't be handing over to other people. Yeah, then it becomes a pyramid scheme because it's not used in the correct way that it's designed. If people are using the bronze boards and they're not going to the silver boards and going perpetually on the bronze, they're not supporting any movement through the boards. So many people say, how do I get movement on my silver board? I've been on my silver board for a year. Okay, well, how many people have you brought in? Oh, no. They've forgotten that you need to bring people. Gift of Legacy is not an investment scheme. It's never been one. It's not somewhere that you're going to just put your $100 in and then leave it and hope for the best. You know, there are people that are on the higher boards that are miraculously receiving gifts now because of teams that have just started building and are really implementing the right way and following the guidelines. And as a result of that, people are getting surprised, but it's not designed like that. The movements of the boards is driven by people. So we have been chatting, and through the years, a lot of people have requested a cheaper board. In South Africa, where we live, $100 is a lot of money. In the last 8 months or so, it's really even more money than it was before. I remember when we started, the equivalent of $100 was about 1,500 Rand. It is now almost 2,000 Rand. So when you're getting gifts, it's such a bonus, but when you have to give gifts, it's a little bit of a challenge because it's quite a bit more expensive. And we've got a lot of people, and Gift of Legacy is driven by people. So why not make it affordable for people that can come in volumes, that are in communities, that are community driven? They just honestly don't have the funds. Let's support that, you know? So that is why we've done it, but it is optional. So you can either choose to start on a $25 board or a $100 board. And everybody that's already part of Gift of Legacy will not be on that board. It's really just to help new people joining. Remember, like Jenny said, coal drives the engine of the steam train. So we need to feed the bottom in order to get movement on the top. And if making a lower board is to help that, then let's give it a shot. There's been a lot of things that we've tried through the last 19 months that have really worked wonders. And then there's other things that we all know haven't worked and that we have taken away or improved. So we are always looking for better ways to improve the system. So we are going to do this coal board, and we are going to see how it will benefit Gift of Legacy. But I've had really, really amazing reports from people that are so excited, from communities that can bring lots of people that will drive movements on boards. And yeah, let's support this. Let's do it. I'm very, 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 very grateful. And Carla, feel free to say a few words if you want to, but I'm very, very grateful to Carla for all the work that she's been putting in, and Paula as well. But Paula's helping Carla as well as 10,000 other things for GL. But Carla, really, you know, at 3 o'clock this morning, you were in meetings with the Brazilians, and I know that 3 o'clock is 2 o'clock. 3 o'clock my time is 2 a.m. your time. So, you know, for the Brazilians, it's earlier in the day. So I really do appreciate you. And if anybody's ever offered a solution that we think is viable, then we say, let's raise the funds. Let's do this, you know? And that's what Carla and the Brazilian and Cuban and a whole lot of Spanish and Portuguese community have been able to do. They've raised quite a lot of funds to be able to get this going, and hopefully we'll be able to launch it soon. So it's very, very exciting. So
yes.
Thank you.
I think these situations show us that GL is a community and everyone helps each other. And I have no lineage at this moment active like Marcelo and other leaders have, but it was a pleasure to help, because if all of us are educated to do everything well by the guidelines of GL, everything is moving slowly and sometimes very quickly, but everyone will achieve the Platinum board with tranquility. So the leaders help because they understand that many things that happen in our system is by their mistake, and they were very humble. And I'm so proud that to see that leaders want to do GL for many years. And I have 3 kids of mine and more 3 of my heart, and I want that my 6 kids can do GL. You understand? So all the leaders join, and I see people who change a bottle of gas to cook, to give donations to our program, to clean our program. So Brazil is trying to do the right things, and with the right education, Brazil will go so far. And I'm proud, of course, but I need to sleep too.
Kent?
Sorry, I was on mute. Thank you so much. It's just been so wonderful to be able to work with people that are willing to change, because we're so used to being in a world where we need to find the easier way, where we need to find the loophole. And Gift of Legacy wasn't created to screw anybody over. Gift of Legacy was created so that we can all work together, and we don't need to, excuse my language, but we don't need to screw anyone over. It's not designed for that. You don't have to do that. In other programs, yes, you did need to do that, because it was always somebody else in front of you that was going to get rich quickly. And yes, you can make Gift of Legacy like that. If you jump ahead on the boards and you don't go on perpetual boards, and you don't support the movements of the boards, that's exactly what the same thing and the same energy as a pyramid scheme. So this works because it's the Taurus fields. As we receive, we go back in. As we receive, we go back in. So thank you so much for just, yeah, all of you guys, for just being out there and showing people the way. And one of the questions that we got asked, and I know I'm probably jumping the gun, but I'm just in flow here, but one of the questions that we got asked was, what are we going to do with people that break the rules? And trust me, I'm a warrior spirit. Sometimes I get my sword out and I get ready for battle. And then all of a sudden, one battle that I think I'm going to win, that I feel like deserves justice, gets sorted out, and then the next minute I know there's 20 of the same thing. And if you're going to look and focus on problems, that's all we are going to see. So the solution is to be the better people and show them the right way. It's way too much hard work to fight against people that are not following the rules. There's one or two things that we can do, but you know, the other day I thought, in the bigger picture, I guess you could say I'm following my purpose for sure. We're creating a gifting community that's going to change the world. But in some now moments, I'm like just a glorified support clerk, and I hate doing admin, and I hate sitting in front of the computer. You know, but we all do what we need to do. So
And
just
while we've got Carla on, can we go through Carla's questions from the Portuguese community?
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just watching time, so I'm trying to get through everything. So Carla, would you like to ask your questions in Portuguese? If you can ask the first one from Manuela, I will translate in English, and then the call can answer.
You don't want the question that we want to kidnap you? No?
No, the questions that you sent me.
Yes, I know.
So ask the first one in Portuguese, and then
okay.
I will translate it in English,
Okay.
and then the call will answer in English.
Ok. Manuela estava a perguntar, a Manuela estava a dizer que antigamente eu fazia mais formações de desenvolvimento pessoal, mas agora tenho menos tempo e não consigo fazer para a equipa. Então a Manuela está a perguntar se não pode haver mais formações de desenvolvimento pessoal e também de literacia financeira.
Thank you. So what Carla is saying is that Manuela asked, in Portugal, we have the privilege of having had personal development training, but now Carla has been very busy, and we know she has, and she hasn't been able to do it regularly. Financial literacy and personal development training would be wonderful. More and more people are joining, and emotional education is very important for there to be harmony and union. So I think what they're asking is, can we do more of our motivational training and financial literacy training that we used to do? Can we bring that back?
Yes, that's it. And I'm sorry.
No, hold
I
on.
lost-
Let's let him answer. Let's let the core answer that.
Okay.
Can's, Jenny,
I'm going
Melissa.
I'm going to kick off here because there is no ways that Candace, Melissa, or any of those people can get involved in motivational training and personal development training. And it's so important. It's an absolute passion of mine, and I do not mind volunteering and getting involved in doing it, but I cannot do it in any other language except English. So if I could work with others who are prepared to interpret.
I can translate, Jenny. I can translate.
If
and
you
I
can
can do
translate,
the formations of
that's
personal
love.
motivation.
Maybe we can connect, we can work together.
Of course.
You know, it's not just your community that needs it, our community needs it too.
Yeah.
Plenty of people coming to Gift of Legacy, and they like what they hear and it makes sense for them, but they don't have that personal development, as you say, and that already stumps them right from the beginning because their expectations are not aligned with the process of gifting. So I'm very happy to help and intervene there and get some of that off the ground and back into circulation.
Okay. Can I translate here? Or no? Ok.
Yeah.
A Jenny está a dizer que infelizmente não conseguem estar a dar esta formação noutras línguas porque pronto, falam inglês. E pronto, e aquilo que eu estava a dizer que não tem problema, que eu posso traduzir e também posso ajudar quando tivermos tempo. E realmente a Jenny estava a dizer que quanto mais pessoas chegam ao GL e quanto mais se juntam, mais necessário é termos estas bases, estas fundações. E estas bases, estas fundações, exatamente. E o que é que a Jenny disse mais? E pronto, e que era uma coisa que ela tem paixão e que gostaria muito realmente de fazer. O resto já não me recordo tudo.
Gracias, Carla, gracias. Exactamente. Y en español, lo que Jenny está diciendo el día de hoy es que estos entrenamientos de cómo manejar el dinero de la mejor manera son necesarios para todos los idiomas, no solamente para inglés o español o portugués, son necesarios para cada una de las comunidades y se pueden hacer traducciones simultáneas en los diferentes idiomas para que todo el mundo tenga acceso a esta información. Como están algunas personas en la sala ahora, es necesario que vayan a la sala de español si están aquí tratando de entender esta comunicación en español, y si están aquí para portugués, ir a la sala de portugués. Miren el chat en el Zoom.
Thank you. The second question, Carla?
I can just add to that as well. We are a massive community. Like I said, 300,000 positions, people strong. And we are all like-minded and like-hearted. So step up. I invite you to step up. It's an open platform. We're all human. You don't have to be a professional speaker. You just need to share a story, really, because most people's stories are super motivating and touching and beautiful. Yeah, I'm no superstar. I just did this because I saw that there was a need for it and it grew from there. And I love being here and I love representing Gift of Legacy now. But before this, I got out of my matric last speech. My teacher just gave me a mark because she felt sorry for me because I was so crap at public speaking. So there is definitely a need for it. But yeah, doing this for I was thinking about it today. This time, 2 years ago, was when we were doing back-to-back Zooms. 7 days a week at one stage, and then it was 5 days a week for a long time. So yeah, in order to be motivating, you need to be motivated all the time. And this is a place where we're real and we speak our truth with one another. And you can't have somebody faking motivation when they need to do it. So really share, guys. That's why we're here. That's why we're a global community. We've got such amazing people that have stepped up, but it doesn't mean because somebody stepped up from your country that you can't say, hey, I'm here too. What can I do for you? Because I can tell you right now, they are busy. They are busy, and many hands make light work. And the more people that are really actively engaged, the more we will understand, and the easier it will be to share Gift of Legacy with the right people that will be able to build this community strong for the right reasons. Sergio keeps saying that the $25 is a bad idea, and he's been going crazy on the Telegram group. So Sergio, you are heard. However, the system is being abused as it is. So we are going ahead with the $25 board. People are going to abuse it in one way or another. Like I said, let's not focus on the problem. Let's focus on the solution that we can be. So if you can be a solution, we'd love to hear from you. If you start looking for problems, that's, like I said, all you're going to find. And I don't want to take my swords out for problems. I want to sail and flow with solutions, as we all do.
Absolutely, Cans. And Sergio, just to say that any decisions that are made about GL are taken very seriously by the 5 core leaders, and it's always for the integrity and the sustainability of Gift of Legacy. And they've been around doing this for 2 years, and they've seen lots of questions and they've answered lots of things. So just trust them and let's work with them. Right, the second question, I'm going to say let's not translate the answers, because we need to be conscious of time.
Of course.
There is going to be captions. Okay, your second question, please, Carla.
A Catarina pergunta em como é que nós podemos ajudar o suporte do Gift of Legacy? Podemos ficar mais autónomos em algumas situações?
So I'm going to ask Melissa if you can answer this one. The question is, what can we do to help support? Can we become more autonomous in some ways? We don't speak English, but in French we can help. People want to help with support.
Não falamos inglês, mas podemos ajudar em francês. So sorry, I forgot this part of the questions.
Okay, I don't have that translation and I'm not that good yet. but basically the question is, how can people help more with support? Melissa, can you answer that? Are you still here?
I'm still here.
Great.
The wonderful thing about support currently is that we've got an automated translator in our support. So when people contact us in any language, just like Gift of Legacy, you can actually translate it into Spanish, into French, etc. So when we do get queries in various languages, we do try and respond in the languages that have been presented to us. Alternatively, if it's been sent in English, we do respond in English. However, we are working on automated responses with our wonderful Jenny, and we are going to have them obviously in various languages. And I see Carla has put her hand up to actually assist Jenny with Motivational Monday. So perhaps she can also help Jenny with the translations at some point. So yeah, those will be like the general questions, like I'm a brand new participant in Gift of Legacy. How does it work? Do I have to have 2 invitees? You know, things that people should know, but unfortunately are uneducated, because some people like me, when somebody contacts me and they present me with a wonderful opportunity, I jump in head first, and then only do I educate myself. So some people are just like that, and they want to know stuff and they don't go to the invitees and then they come to support. So yeah, but I think, you know what, in general, the group of us in support are, sure, I just want to say thank you to all the ladies, every single person in support who assists, from the bottom of my heart. It's a lot of work, and everybody's a volunteer. And I just want to say to the community, please continue to be patient with us. Gosh, from the support tickets to the Telegram messages to the WhatsApp messages that I get to the phone calls. I mean, I think somebody tried to call me from 8:15 this morning, and I only was able to answer their call at 10:15 because my phone didn't stop ringing since then. So I just want to thank the community for the patience that they have with every single person who's assisting in the background. But yeah, from a support perspective, Carla, if you're willing to assist with regards to translations, then please do reach out to Jen. And yeah, we can take it from there. But with modern tech, we are so blessed, Cans, with translations currently.
And also for those of you that are interested in helping us, the one thing that we've realized is with doing supports in the back end, there's a lot of very sensitive information that we deal with, and a lot of things that can be seriously abused by people. You know, the people that are working in supports will never be doing anything like that, but it can really be abused. So we've had to keep it small. Believe you me, if we could open it up for more people, we definitely would. But what you can do is just on the Telegram groups, if people are asking questions, you know, share the A to Z document created regarding that subject. It's so easy to go into the Telegram group and look under media and just find things. We can all support and educate one another, because most of the reasons that people come to support is because they have a lack of education. And most of the issues that happen are a people problem. So many times I thought I didn't trust the system. I trusted people. Now it's different. The system can't choose one person without doing the same thing to everybody else. It's impossible. So
what
yeah.
she said.
It's just educate one another. Reach out to the people that are on your boards, that are around you. Make sure that they understand. Help people with crypto. That's huge at the moment. You know, there's a lot of these big teams that are coming to the higher boards that have only been using crypto. So when they get onto somebody's board that can't do crypto and they've got like a lot of people coming behind them, it really slows down the momentum for them. So just get a fare with crypto. It's the way of the future. Digital is just the way that it's going. And for those people that have been resistant, once they get into it, they never look back. It's so fast. It's so easy. And there's really no fuss. You can send from one side of the world to the other. Okay, sorry, Adele. I know I always go off on a tangent.
No, but it's
okay,
good, Kat. Another thing you guys can also share from a support perspective, which I've been sharing a lot of, especially when we respond, is the Linktree links. Yes. They are so useful because a lot of people, especially in the Latin American communities, contact us because they don't understand how Gift of Legacy works. And I promise you, once I've sent them the like the Spanish Linktree with the correct information and the correct videos and the correct things to actually share, then they've got no problem after that. And they're just grateful for being properly educated, as Candace said. So Linktree, Telegram groups, that's where you guys can actually do like a lot of, like you guys can help us a lot there. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then the last question, Carla, you asked if there's a place or a country where every year we can meet the tribe. That would be great. That would be great for us all to meet. It's on everybody's bucket list. We did do the rendezvous last year where we asked communities to meet, but it's definitely a goal for us to meet. I personally want to go to Italy. But yeah, can we keep working on the board so we can all do that? Thank you so much.
Please.
Thank you for your questions. Thank you so much. Can we get Tanya from Italy highlighted? Tanya, where are you? Can you raise your hand? If Tanya's not available, can you find Zlatna?
No, Tanya is here. I see her.
Okay. Hi, Tanya.
Ciao, Tanya. I don't know.
Should we try Zlatla in the meantime? So from Russia with love, we have Zlatla, who we've met before. And
Paola, ¿está Paola?
There we go, Tanya. Hi, Tanya.
Hi.
Hi, how are you?
Pues, bien. ¿Puedo hablar y me traduce Paola?
She was here, but she's gone now.
Okay.
Come back. Come back.
Okay, we're going to come back to Tanya. Can we find Zlatla? Who has joined us before on this call, and if we can get the questions from Russia.
Adele, you can answer the questions on the chat board. Is fine too.
Should I just read the questions from Russia? We really would love Zlatla.
Zlatla, I can see you.
She's been waiting so patiently. Hello, Zlatla. How are you?
Good evening, dear beautiful family, Gift of Legacy. Warm hugs and fairy greeting from Russia. We are very happy to be part of a global community. I have question. Какое будущее у Gift of Legacy видят создатели и какая их общая мечта? Второй вопрос. Производятся ли какие-то действия для борьбы с личностями, которые порочат имя Gift of Legacy в интернете? И третий вопрос. Когда планируется следующая компрессия на досках? Thank you.
Thank you so much. I'm going to ask one question at a time because you asked three very beautiful questions there. So the first question, Hercules, it says, what future do the creators of Gift of Legacy see for Gift of Legacy, and what is their shared dream? That's such a stunning question. Hercules?
Yeah, I think in answering that, the core that is present here tonight had actually touched on that, and that is really
in the beginning
something that we and that is something that we discussed on our monthly and weekly get-togethers as well. And if you look at where we were 2.5 years ago, where we are now, it's very clear where we're going, and that really is a shared vision and a dream for us to become to be the gifting platform or the vehicle, as I said earlier, to assist even a percentage of this global community to alleviate their financial situation and to fight number one enemy. I said that earlier, and that's poverty. So, and we're not going to do that overnight, but we're in it for the long haul. For as long as I've got fire in my bones, I'm going, and I know the same for Candace and Jenny and everybody else. We have a group of people together that we call the co-creators, of which I'm part of. We didn't know one another from before. It just so happened that our paths crossed, and we're still together, and we're forging ahead, and together with the community. This is something that will go forward, and we will all just be part of this. It is something that Candace has a beautiful way of explaining it, where we lift each other up. We're not waiting for a government to uplift our communities. We're not waiting for some church organization or whatever. We are the ones that have to uplift one another. And if we can play even a small part in that, if it takes us 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, the rest, that's where we're going. We're not stopping. If that will help answer the question that was asked. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thanks, Hercules. The second question was, are there any actions being taken to combat individuals who defame the name of GL and spread false information on the internet? Who wants to answer that?
So, yes, look, the reality is, we are not a company. I said that before. We are not a profit-making organization. Jenny today on the group, Adele, and you can actually read what Jenny wrote there. People with bad intentions and with black hearts, call it like that, no matter whether they will always be there. We do not have the capacity or the infrastructure, the funding, call it what you like, to fight legal battles. And that's not why we're doing Gift of Legacy in the first place. The only thing that we can do to counter claims and bad mouthing like that, and people defaming Gift of Legacy, is to just speak truth. Just speak truth. The truth will always prevail. The good will always prevail over evil. And that's all we can do. We cannot fight legal battles if that is what the lady wants to know.
That's correct. And Jenny said in our chat, she said, we can over control or we can try and stop it, but people are going to be who they are. Let them be. And then I shared a quote that I'm going to probably post tomorrow, but it says, instead of worrying about what you cannot control, shift your energy to what you can create. And that's what the core are all about. They're not here to worry about what people are saying or doing. They're here to create. And they've created and they continue to create. And it's beautiful. Now I've got to get back to that translation. Just let me get there. The second question, Cans, Melissa, Jenny, when is the next compression of the boards planned? Everybody's asking. Please, let's address that.
So everything is ready. Everything is ready to go. But what happened is, like I explained earlier, Gift of Legacy was designed in a certain way. Through the last 19 months, we've added things, we've taken things away, and a system like that and the servers and everything that goes into it. I mean, Melissa can get more into the technical side of things, but when people abuse the system and they don't go perpetual and they just ride the boards over and over again, or whatever it may be, things that I didn't even know that people could do, people are trying to do. And that, unfortunately, puts a strain on the system. So when compression was good to go, something started updating, and then all of a sudden with that update, there were a lot of other things that were now out of date because of that update. And we were completely blindsided by it. And unfortunately, the program has had to come first now, and we've just got to sort out all of those things before we can actually activate compression. The developer had said to me that if there is anything that he tries to do to correct, if he tries to implement that, there is a very, very good chance of us going offline. And the last time we went offline, guys, we got away very lucky. We were told that it would take a week before we were back online. First, we were told 24 hours, then we were told a week. And before that 24 hours was up, we didn't know what we were going to tell the community. A week offline. Oh my goodness. Yeah, let's not even imagine that. But luckily, before the final hour, literally, I think in the 23rd hour, the developer managed to pull something short of a miracle out of a hat, and we were back online. We didn't even announce it happened so quickly. So we cannot put the system at risk. We know that it's frustrating. We know that a lot of you are waiting for compression, and we really, really hope that it can be sorted out quickly. But we really just don't know. We really don't know. It could be 2 weeks, it could be 4 weeks, it could be 6 weeks. At this stage, we just have to be patient. And Melissa, I don't know if you want to add anything more.
And Melissa, if you do add anything more, can you please just also address the question that is being bombarded in the chat about when is coal going to happen, and it's linked to that, and GGM donations. Just deal with it.
Okay. So just to echo what Can said, basically, to my tech people on the call, I know there's a couple. I'm sure if you guys have websites and stuff, one of the programs that we used needed an update. It's a global program. A lot of websites use it. And because that specific program needed an update, certain pods needed to be updated as well. And as Candace said, a lot of use and abuse has been happening and different scripts have been written and we have been amending and, you know, trying to hold it together. And obviously, you know, the community has put a lot of pressure on the program itself by not doing the right thing. So for us, and for me personally, the health and the well-being of Gift of Legacy comes first. Making sure that the program is working 100% for all you amazing, beautiful people in our wonderful community who depend on it. Some of you, it's your livelihood. We got to make sure that it works and it's running and it's functional. And so what we are in the process of doing is busy upgrading all the various pods as well as the server. And we need to do all of that and make sure that all of that is running 100% before we start running correction and compression. And then once that is done, and in the background, then after the development for the launch board. So the rules and regulations, a lot of people are DMing me. Unfortunately, I cannot get back to everybody right now. We have not sat down and actually gone through each and every rule. But like Jenny was saying, it's the Steam board. It's the board to launch you. People who cannot afford the $100. I mean, it was almost 2,000 Rand for South Africans. It's a lot of money, you know. So, and in the South American countries and certain European countries, $100 is a lot of money. So CORE's listened and they are trying to raise funds for this launch board. The rules and regulations for this launch board have not been set in concrete as yet, because we have to look at it as a whole and see how it is going to benefit and maximize those who cannot afford the $100. And I cannot tell you if it's going to be perpetual or not. I can only say that it is in the works and it will be developed once everything else is stable and sorted. But the website is fine. I don't want to raise any alarm bells. GL is fine. Like I said, the safety, the longevity, and the protection of the website always comes first. And then thereafter, the development. So once all of that is done, and once compression is done, then eventually we'll have dates and release dates. These are just nuggets for things that we want to help the community with. As Candace said, we can't give you guys a date. It could be next week. It could be next month. It could be Christmas Eve. But like Adele and Candace are now reiterating is, we need to raise funds, guys. I mean, just for the hosting and our emails and everything for Gift of Legacy costs money. And GGM is not always legend on a board receiving gifts. So the money's got to come from somewhere. So I just want to appeal to you as the community to please, you know, assist, make donations. Let us keep Gift of Legacy running, because we want this for years and years and years to come. Generational wealth, that's what we're creating. As Herky said, we want to get rid of poverty, and it's not going to be an easy fate, but it can be done if we just work together. You know, wake up every day. Today's a good day to have a good day. Let's figure out a way to keep Gift of Legacy alive for hundreds of years to come. So I hope I've answered your questions.
Thanks, Vanessa. Thank you so much. You certainly have. And people are asking, is the coal board available yet? No, it's not. What we are trying to do is say, if you want it, raise the money for it. That's what we need you to do. We really need people.
Please do not contact support and ask us, when is the coal board going to be launched? There will be no response.
The only place to get information is on the Telegram group. If information is shared on the official Gift of Legacy Telegram channel and group via a poster, with the GL logo on it, that is a message from call. So watch your Telegram group, check it morning and evening, check the updates. When you log in, scroll back to read all the unread messages, and then you'll know exactly what's happening. That's where we share the information first and attend the Zoom calls. Now, Tanya's been waiting, and I'm watching time. It's 9:10 already. Can we get Tanya on? Thanks, Melissa, for those great answers. And if Tanya can read her questions, and then we'll answer them one by one. And I think we'll leave it at that because we've covered a lot. Tanya, are you here? And while people are chatting, we can do the rest of Q&A next time, absolutely. While we're waiting for Tanya to come on, Jenny, Melissa, and Herky, can you just agree with me? People have been asking, are we going to let the community know like where GGM is in terms of the fundraising? The call listened to comments, and that issue was already raised today. It's already been discussed. Watch the Telegram groups. That's where all information comes out. If there's going to be information shared, it's going to be on the Telegram groups. People have asked the question. We've heard the questions. We've seen them on the chat tonight. Watch the Telegram groups. I think that's the best answer I can give, Cans.
Yeah, I think I want to actually say something there quickly, Adele. You know what, if people have asked for a running total, can we have a running total of donations that are coming in? And that would be absolutely wonderful. But guys, you have to remember, we're not coders. We got to pay coders to do that. And that costs a lot of money. So I also just want to appeal to people, because there was a time where people were saying, there's so many GGM boards, nobody wants to give GGM. Guys, GGM steps in when a legend disappears and a legend resigns from Gift of Legacy or didn't log in when we had the forced logins. And GGM has stepped in to manage boards that are no longer going to be there afterwards. But you must understand, when GGM receives those gifts, this is what the money goes towards. But it is going to be an impossible thing, you know, from the donations that people are pledging when they pledge on the boards and give on the boards, and the managed boards that GGM does, it's going to be an impossible thing to give a running total, okay? And I think all that we need to know is that we can trust that GGM uses the money for the better of GL and GL development. So please give to GGM, donate to GGM, and there's no need for a running total. Let's just go for it, okay? At some other stage, when Herky can give us feedback and say, guys, we've qualified, we've got this much, we can do that, you know, then we can give some feedback. But let's just go for it. Let's just donate, okay? It's all here for our own good and to make things better for us. So don't hold back. Give. That's what it's all about.
Yeah, Jen, people need to just understand, no matter what platform you belong to, whether it's Binance, Exodus, whether it's whatever, you pay fees. On GL, there's no fees. So how does GL stay on? How does it get paid? Who pays it? What pays it? People should think that. They shouldn't be worried about running totals. They should think, how is GL able to remain on the airwaves? Think about that. Where's it coming from? Not from gifts. Definitely not.
Sandra, we're not going to be opening the call for questions because we still have to deal with Tanya's questions. Can we have Tanya? Is she available?
Adele, I believe that she's going to need my support for translation, but it might have to be a three-way for Tanya.
Can I maybe just read the questions because I have them in English to save time? Okay, so here are the questions from the Italian community. I'm going to read one at a time and then the call can answer. Tanya, we thank you so much for these beautiful questions. And I think just for time, if we can do that, maybe Tanya can just say hi quickly because people would love to see her, I'm sure.
Tanya, ¿puedes abrir micrófono y estar en la cámara, porfis?
Can you ask Tanya if she would be okay if I just read
¿Puedo
the
hablar
question?
desde aquí, Paola?
Sí, puedes hablar desde ahí, pero ella te está preguntando si está bien que ella pueda decir las preguntas en inglés, que ella las tiene escritas ya.
Pero por aquí donde estoy en la sala de inglés, ¿no?
Sí, correcto, aquí. Tania, ¿puedes poner en mudo la sala de español, por favor?
Espera un momento, Paola.
Sorry, give her a minute because she has the background of the YouTube transmission in Spanish being translated by Oliver. So that is how she's been able to understand this meeting.
Okay. Well, you know what? Tanya's doing so much. So can Tanya just read her questions and then I will deal
¿Cuáles
with
son
them
tus
one at a time?
preguntas, Tania, en español, en italiano? Y ella las va a leer una a la vez.
Ok, en italiano?
Sì.
Ok. Quali azioni possiamo fare per avere più fondi economici, apportare modifiche che possono aiutare il movimento delle tavole?
Read them all.
Que las lea todas, las preguntas,
ok.
y ella las va a leer todas.
Ok. Quando sarà possibile registrare nuovamente le associazioni? Un grosso problema nelle tavole è il costruttore, il costruttore che abbiamo accanto, che non ha i suoi due a seguirlo. Questo blocca il movimento delle tavole ed è un problema. Come possiamo risolvere questo problema? Come è possibile risolverlo? Mi è stato molto spesso chiesto come possiamo diventare più autonomi e poter cambiarci gli account tra persone per non saturare il supporto.
Thank you so much, Tanya. Thank you for your lovely questions. Thank you. The first question was, what action can we take to have more economic funds and make changes that can help the movement of boards? And I think we've answered all those questions in the call tonight, correct? Cans?
Sorry, I just lost signal for a second. I didn't hear what you said there.
Yes,
Okay, the question,
they were answered. They were answered.
The question was, Cans, what action can we take to have more economic funds and changes and help the movement of boards? We've explained that in the call already, so we're not going to answer that. The next question is, when will it be possible to register associations again? And I know this is the question about Love Hearts, because Tanya's been asking it on Telegram. Hercules, do you want to explain Love Hearts and why we are not taking Love Heart positions at the moment?
Yeah. Remember, GGM launched the project for Love Hearts at a time when the gifts were free flowing, and to build onto that. People have not been participating in the project, and GGM hasn't had the funding to build on the Love Heart project. And it's not dead in the water. It is just on hold at the moment because of the huge hosting and development fees of the GL platform. And like we said earlier, Melissa said, GL, the platform, comes first. And so the cost to ensure it remains on is our first priority. So in good time to come, when the funding allows it and gives our free flowing, we're going to continue and we'll make an announcement accordingly.
And watch the Telegram groups. That's where all announcements are made. Thank you, Hercules. And then a big problem in the boards is the builder next door who doesn't have his dues or have his people to follow him. And this blocks the movement of boards. And then people approach other movements thinking that they are simpler than Gift of Legacy. How can we solve this? So it's a question of what happens if people aren't bringing 2 by 2 by 2 when a builder doesn't bring in 2 people. Jenny, Candace, do you want to answer that one?
Yeah, I don't mind answering there. Guys, we've always got to remember any gifting platform whether it's Gift of Legacy or another one, no matter how attractive other platforms make it look for you. And if they're inviting you and saying you don't need to bring anybody in, how is it going to grow? We have to remember every gifting platform is grown by people. It's a community. A gifting platform is a community. The community I live in won't grow if people don't move into this community. Gift of Legacy will not grow if we don't invite fellow people with like-minded and like-hearted perceptions of what this is all about. If we don't invite them into our community, it won't grow. So unfortunately, invitation is the bottom line. And when we say that the initial board, the bronze board right now and the coal board later on, when we say we need to feed those boards, it is with our invitations that we need to do that. Otherwise, we will have no community. We need to grow exponentially, because as we grow and the boards split and we have more boards to fill, the more boards we have to fill, the more people we need to invite. And it's not just you inviting your two. You need to take the responsibility of educating your two to invite their two, and those two to invite their two. And that is ultimately your responsibility. And if we teach our people and educate them properly, and they can duplicate what you've done, then your job is less, okay? Because it's all about duplication, that they are able to extend their invites, and those people are able to extend their invites. And that is what it's all about. People are our currency. Without people, we just don't grow. There we go.
Thank you, Jane. Kens, do you want to say anything?
No, just to echo with what Jen said, you know, coming into this, why do human beings complicate things so much? It's because we're still plugged into the energy of fear and mistrust. Because if we had to let go of all those distractor implants, and that's all that they are here to distract us from being who we are. And Gift of Legacy is a tool to bring us closer to who we should truly be. And all that is required is that you take $100 and you gift it unconditionally to somebody else that's in the community, and think of that as your entrance fee to coming into a community. And all you need to do is get two people that are willing to do the same. You're not asking somebody to invest all of their life savings. It's not that energy. And yet people get so confused in the energy of that. But if you take all of the negative emotions out of it and you only had trust, love, gratitude, it would be so easy to build this tribe. And that's what we need to tap into. We need to tap into the people that will join us. And if the people that join us decide that this is not for them, believe you me, I've had a lot of people that have said, we love this. Just right now, we don't have the capacity for it. So instead of holding up a board, we are going to quit and we're going to leave. And maybe at another time in our lives, we'll look at that again. And that's a beautiful attitude to have, because you're not logging in every week, waiting for things to change. Things only change when we change. If you're getting onto a board and expecting something to change without you changing, it's not going to change. And like I said earlier, you know, with the boards that splits different hemispheres, if you're on a board that has less people, you don't even have to worry about the two sides anymore. Where in the beginning, we had to make sure that a board had 8 people before we could move on. Now, you just need to bring 4 people. And if people fall by the wayside, invite more people. We've realized that when you get to a builder on each bronze board that you enter, bring 2 people. It's as simple as that. And if we just take away all of the fear and the fact that people might think this is a scam, guys, we've been around for 19 months. This is not a scam. There's way too many people from all over the world that we don't have enough money to pay and bribe to come and act here. There's people that are sharing their stories that have received in abundance. And that's why we don't mind asking for people in communities that have received in abundance to come. Now we're passing the hat around here because you've received an abundance from this program and we want it to continue. And we wouldn't be passing the hat around if we didn't believe that people had received. So let's leave the energy of scamming. Let's leave it behind tonight. Tonight is the 8th of the 8th. It's a very powerful portal. This is about letting go of fears and things that hold us back and things that no longer serve us. Fear no longer serves us. Let's let it go and let's focus on gift of legacy and love and trust. If it's one thing I've learned in the 19 or 2.5 years that we've all been working together, me and the core, is my goodness, each and every one of us has been on our own journey where we've had to really dig deep into trust. Complete and utter trust and surrender, because this is where we're at now. And let me tell you, every single month since Gift of Legacy launched, somehow, somewhere, some miracle arrives just in the nick of time. And I'm okay for a couple of weeks. And I don't know how it happens, but it does. And that's because I've left the energy of fear behind, because I believe in Gift of Legacy with my whole heart. Like they said, I'm representing, my face is everywhere. The other day I saw a Russian translation where I was on the screen and there were Russian words coming out of my mouth. It was quite crazy. Yeah, so share this with people that are like-minded and like-hearted. And if they don't want to be in it anymore, then let them go and move on to the next people. That's what we've had to do. So I invite you to all do the same.
And I think when you invite, keep inviting. It's not just invite 2 people and stop. If you're excited about Gift of Legacy, if you have passion for this community, if you believe in this community, and if you've been blessed with gifts, share your link. Your link is linked to your profile. And the #1 rule in Gift of Legacy is you follow your inviter. So those people will follow you and they will fill your boards. So when we say invite 2 by 2 by 2, I'm saying invite 2 plus 2 plus 2, not times 2. I should be inviting 2 people plus 2 people plus 2 people. I've got to keep inviting people to create the movement and teaching those people to do it. Yes, you should invite from the builder position so that everything flows. But if you're a legend or guide, or if you even gift on a bronze board and you want to move the board, share your link. Just share your link. You can fill your board and move your board. And I need to move time along. There's one.
And wait, on that note, I have to touch on something really, really important. And I think in all of the training that we've done in all the 19 months, we haven't touched on it enough. And like I said, we need to assist the algorithm of Gift of Legacy. And it's taken strain, like Melissa agreed with me earlier, because people weren't following the guidelines. When you get to legend on a bronze board and you've received all 8 of your gifts, join the next board. Don't wait for anything. Help the algorithm move along. If you pause, what happens? The algorithm pauses. So get and join the next board. Join your higher board. When you get to silver, you get all 8 gifts on silver. Get onto your perpetual board straight away. Join it. Don't wait for your teams. It wasn't designed for that. Yes, we follow our inviter, but this wasn't designed to support teams and only teams, and you have to wait for this person. Remember what I said earlier, this is a new way. This is now just going with the flow and filling up boards. And if everybody did it, all the boards would be moving. But we've got teams that have the ability to move loads of people, and they have loads of people that want to join, but they're holding up movement of the boards because they're waiting for somebody to tell them what to do. You are your own leader here. You join the board, join the higher board once you've got your first 4 gifts, join your perpetual board. Doesn't matter where you land up. Wherever you land up is where you're meant to be. That's the beauty of Gift of Legacy. That's why we're a global community. That's why we are all on this call tonight in different languages. So we focus a lot in training on the beginning and how the boards work. But it's really, really, really important that you know that cross-pollination was always a very, very important thing, because you go and you pollinate the world and you color the world with your magic, and you get to the boards that you need to go to. And how wonderful to be able to gift somebody from Brazil or Argentina or Australia or Thailand. It's amazing. And especially now that we've got the technology where we can do that, nothing holds us back anymore. So I just had to add that in because it's not
that's right.
enough. And we need the presenters to also just start focusing on that. Join the board, allow the algorithm to move. Just think of YouTube and what YouTube shows you that you want to watch. Somebody comes in and watches other things on your YouTube, it's going to mess it up. It's going to show you different things that aren't what you're interested in. Same thing. Join the boards as soon as you get your 8th gift and you close the board. Okay.
And that's a goal. That's the goal of Gift of Legacy, is for each one of us to be on all 4 perpetual boards and perpetual cycles on all 4 boards, riding those cycles perpetually. There are 4 boards and we should all be on the perpetual cycles. Why wait? Why wait? Join the boards. That's going to be our new phrase. Join the boards. Not 2 by 2, join the boards. Okay, there's one more question, and I think we can end with this one. People are asking, and it was one of Tanya's questions, where she said, I have been asked very often to make ourselves more autonomous in order to be able to change information or change accounts between people as to not saturate support. How can this best be managed? Melissa, do you want to answer about how people can change their information?
I can also jump in while Melissa gets her mic on, because there's been a lot of things that are very hectic that are happening. So it is really important that when you sign up to Gift of Legacy, that you are in charge of your own profile, that you have your own login password. If you've given your password to somebody else, and you've allowed yourself to be put on a spreadsheet and you've given money to somebody else instead of the legend on your board, Gift of Legacy is not responsible for that. I just have to put that out there, because that's not how it works. So if we gave people the complete right to change everything in that back office, people that have given money to somebody because they haven't brought 2 people when they're a builder, they actually take away the position, because they feel that the person signing up hasn't fulfilled the promise, and we can't allow that to happen. You know, your Gift of Legacy profile is like your bank account. You shouldn't be sharing it with anybody. And if you do, and if things are being done like that, it is incorrect. And we'll have to just teach people that that's not how Gift of Legacy works. Take part in your own rescue. It's another one of our slogans. That is a huge part of it. KB.
Just to echo what you said, Gans. So you can change your details on the profile, on your Gift of Legacy profile. You can, there's only one thing you cannot change. So, however, this is the sticky part, because some people think they know how to activate 2FA and how 2-factor authentication works, and then they'll activate it, but then they forget that they've activated it, and then they don't know how to use it. But if you've activated or know how to activate 2-factor authentication, you can activate it on your Gift of Legacy profile, and then you can change your name, and you can change your contact number, and you can even change your username. However, we have to have some kind of security. You cannot change your email address. Unfortunately, you have to contact support from the email address that you're registered your profile on, and we can do the email address change for you. Specifically, the reason for that is because we need to have some kind of protection for you, because when you register your Gift of Legacy profile, the first thing we do is send you a confirmation email for you to verify your email address. Once you have verified your email address, we know that you are you, who you say you are, and therefore that will be the authentication that we have on the system. So imagine, like Candace said, if somebody's got your login details and they were able just to change everything, that would, and you are on a $5,000 board legend, oh my gosh, no, we can't allow you to do that. So we've given you guys some ability to change certain information, because gosh, I mean, somebody could be engaged and wants to, you know, is getting married next month and wants to change their surname from Adonis to Jasmine, and they do it. and they'll be able to do it. Or else, gosh, your cell phone number's changed, so you're able to do it, provided that you know how to use two-factor authentication. However, there are some people who are technically challenged, and that's where we have gifted legacy support, and you can receive contact support and say, my contact number's changed, and we can do it on your behalf, provided that it comes from your email address that your profile is registered in. So I hope that answers the question, Adele.
Absolutely. Thanks, Melissa. I'm just touching on one question in the chat, and we really need to end here. Somebody asked, why must we join the higher boards? You need to join the higher boards because the gifts that you receive from your board are not all that money is not yours. Watch the training and you will understand that the gifts that you receive, we always say you hold back money. You hold back money to join your perpetual cycle and to join the higher boards. And I've just put it there, and it's a very harsh way to say it, but we've said it before. If you don't join your higher boards, you are stealing money that belongs to me and Candace and Jenny and Tiago and Sandra and Melissa and everybody on this call and everybody in the community. Please don't steal my gifts. Please don't steal my legacy. I have a dream. I have a legacy that I want to leave for my son, for my family. And when you don't gift forward, you are affecting my dream and you're affecting my legacy. You are stealing from me and from my friends. Please don't do that. Gift forward, join all the boards, and then we can create this legacy for everybody. But please don't steal from me. Don't steal from me, and don't steal from my friends.
Oh, Adele, gosh, you could not have said that any better. Do you know, Candace always says this, and I always echo her with this. When you get your first 4 gifts, pay it forward, gift it forward, because join the higher board before you've received all 8 gifts. Then that money, those beautiful gifts are not burning a hole in your pocket. And you don't know what that person on the higher board is going through. They could be praying for the miracle, and you could be giving them the miracle that they've been praying for. And I've seen testimonies, I've heard it from hundreds of people in this community, that just when they thought that they didn't know what they were going to do, then they got a call. And I mean, they'll get all 8 gifts, or they'll get $400 that they so desperately needed. So please, don't have a poverty mindset or a mindset of lack. Give with the cheerful heart. The more you give, the more you receive. It's a universal principle. So contribute to everybody's abundance. Continue contributing to everybody's abundance. And Adele, I loved the way you put it. So please continue, gift on the higher boards, join all the boards. I promise you, there's just something so energetic about the more you give, the more you receive.
And somebody just asked in the chat as well, how do you do this in less time? That's not what this is about. This is about building a community with the added benefits of creating a lot of abundance. This is not a get rich quick scheme. And if it is used like that, which many people are doing, and it is possible, you are creating a pyramid scheme. And if people report you that you use to get to the top position and you don't support them by going perpetually, when they report you, that's on you, because Gift of Legacy is not a company. We are a website that drives movement on the boards. So if you take somebody's money and promise them something and you do not honor the promise that you made to them, that is on you. It's not on us. So we've got everything in place, and don't take that risk. It's not worth it. You don't have to. If it takes 2 or 3 years to receive on platinum, but you do it slowly but surely, and you build with the right people, how beautiful is that? You're never ever going to receive $40,000 in 2 or 3 years from any investment scheme or bank or anything. So don't look at it with fast. If you're going fast, you're screwing somebody else over below you. And that's not the energy of the way that Gift of Legacy was created. We are here to support and uplift one another. Like Adele says, ahana. You're doing it faster or you're getting promised a faster result. That person is not honest, they're out of integrity, and they're definitely not part of my tribe. That's for sure.
And we believe in Ubuntu. Ubuntu means that we're all here to help each other to get to that place where we are all on the 4 perpetual cycles. So I just want to say thank you to the core. It's been wonderful to have you here tonight. Thank you for your time and for your valuable information. We're very excited about the core board, but that board will only happen if we donate to GGM. So keep your eyes on the prize, donate to GGM, watch the Telegram groups for updates and informations, speak to people, speak from your heart, share your links, grow your tribe, and let's make Gift of Legacy even bigger and better. So when we turn 20 months old, 20 months old, next month, 20 months old, when we hit our 20s, it will be our plenties, and let's see what we can do. Thank you everybody for a beautiful evening. Thank you and good night.
Good night, everybody.
Love you.
Good night, everybody.
Bye.
Thank you.
Night.
Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Recording stopped.